What's going on, guys? MK Tom Brady here. In this video, I want to go over the difference between block data, meaning a move that is negative, whatever on block, and a move that has high recovery frames. I went over this slightly on a video about defending against teleports, but I see people ask these kind of questions all the time, and I'm going to use a specific example that they used in the video that I see being passed around quite a bit. So in this video about teleports, the information is kind of in there. So I'm making a standalone video here just because for people that want to find this information, I don't want them to look at my channel and have to there's no way they would know that, oh, this information is in a video about defending against teleport buried right in the middle of it. So some of you who have seen that video know where I'm going here. But there are going to be people that have these questions who aren't going to know to watch that video to get this answer. So I figured I would do it here in its own video. Okay, so I want to go over an example here. So this is a throw. It's unblockable, right? He's pretty much amplifying out of his dash punch to change the move. And it becomes an unblockable throw. But the throw is high. Now, if you notice, it says 24 recovery frames. Now I'm able to punish here with a 14 frame. We see it's a 14 frame normal. Just down 1 punish, 2-1 punish, stand 3 punish, which is 13 frames, uppercut punish, and it's a crushing blow. So to notice it says 24 recovery frames. Now a lot of people punish this move in neutral, so they don't think twice about this. They just know you can do it in neutral. I duck it, I punish it. Or even if it whiffs, you punish it. But the reason why this is so easy to punish is because you're able to make use of all 24 recovery frames. Now, what do I mean by that? This is not the same as data on block. Data on block means once you have blocked the attack, the opponent cannot move, strike, or guard for those exact amount of frames. Recovery frames take into consideration the entire animation of the move. This move doesn't recover in 24 frames, meaning once the attack whiffs, you have 24 frames to punish him. From the startup, from the minute you amplify it, right? From this point right here, it takes 24 frames to go from that to this and then guarding. So the entire move and how long it takes to guard is his exact recovery frames. So from the minute you amplify, the second you amplify this attack, you have 24 frames of recovery from the entire dash forward, the throw attempt, the throw whiff, and then guarding, moving, or striking. That's how long it takes before you can do that, 24 frames. Now, I'm going to show another example. Here, he does the attack, the first part of the attack on block, and then amplifies. Now notice again it says 24 recovery frames. The data has not changed. Oh, I didn't block. Whoops, I didn't have him block. Okay, so the data has not changed. Only he's able to now block my 8-frame jab. How am I able to punish him with 14 frame normals consistently when it whiffs the first time? It's still whiffing here, right? Why am I not able to punish it here when they're whiffing? This is because it counts as a special cancel. So even though you're doing a special into an amplify special, you're actually canceling out of these frames here. If you look at this attack here, this attack actually has 2 hits, right? When you amplify it, it's considered a special cancel, much like doing a normal into a special. Because you're special canceling out of this, I'm still stuck in block for a considerable amount of time. If you notice, I'm going to release block the second I block this, I'm releasing block. But even though I'm releasing block immediately, if you notice, I'm still stuck in block animation, even though I'm not holding the button. Now, if you look at how long I'm stuck in that animation, I'm actually stuck there for many, many, many of the frames of him going forward and whiffing the grab. I'm losing the majority of these frames. So of all these frames it takes him to recover, I can't move during a vast majority of them. In fact, this move is actually only -7 when you actually block it and then go under the amplify. This is why he can block pretty much everything besides a 6-frame jab. This is why when he does this, you can't punish it. He can guard. I forgot to guard. This is why you can't punish it. He can guard. And you have to down 1 punish. Even though the recovery frames say 24, recovery frames are not the same as minus on block. You can have moves that have a ton of recovery frames, like teleports. Yet you don't actually have that window to punish them, because the recovery frames take into account the entirety of the animation. From the second you start it to the second you finish it, and then finally until the second you can move, block, or attack. That's the recovery frames. That's why you see moves that'll be like not minus, 40 recovery frames, and then they do it as like a special cancel, and then all of a sudden you can't do anything but down 1. But it says 40 frames of recovery. That's because whatever the animation was takes 40 frames from start to finish to guard, much like this. The only real way to know true negative frames on recovery is really to test it yourself, both on whiff and off of a special cancel. And that's the only real way you know. You can't look at the recovery data and treat it as on block data, which a lot of people do. I saw somebody really making a big deal of this specific example on Twitter, and he was pleading to NetherRealm, hey, this move recovers at 24 frames of recovery, yet I'm blocking his string into it, and I can't do anything at all. That's because you're not able to capitalize on the full recovery frame. He mistook the fact that recovery, he thought, meant once the move misses, it takes him 24 frames to guard. He didn't factor in the entirety of the animation that he was stuck guarding in, or guarding through. Now, obviously, when you block nothing and this move whiffs in neutral, you're able to capitalize on all 24 of his recovery frames, which is why this attack is so easy to punish in neutral as opposed to off a special cancel. You're not locked into anything during those recovery frames. You're able to capitalize on all 24 of them. This is how this works throughout the game. If you want to understand how this works further, you can actually look at my video on my channel on how to deal with teleports. It explains it a little more in detail. I'm obviously not going to go through every move on whiff in this game, in this video, and explain it. But that's why I just wanted to explain the big difference. Now, had I been able to block the move, like physically, if the throw was blockable, right? Like if it was an attack throw and I blocked it, and the block advantage said -24, then that means I would have had 24 frames to punish it. Minus frames is not the same as recovery frames. And a lot of people get confused on that. So I really hope I shed some light on this. I hope it helps. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.